Hey guys, welcome to the quick setup guide for my disable and active account script. I've already made a tutorial and demonstration where I go more into depth about everything I'm going to be talking about here. And also, if you want to go even more in depth, I have the implementation guide that covers everything you need to know. I recommend reading up on this and just leaving this near the script for any future references. This is what it'll look like when you download my script from the GitHub, but I'll be clearing it out just so we have a clean canvas to work on. And here's what my AD looks like. I'm going to go over what we want to achieve. So we have admins, disabled users OU, domain users, and service accounts. So the service accounts and admins, we're never going to want to disable, and we're going to set that as such. Our domain users will disable automatically. These are standard users, as well as our DTA agent here. We'll have them both disabled. And so let's get into it. So first, we're going to start by opening our config manager and editing our general configurations. First, we're going to set the path of where our main script is actually going to send its report files, and we're going to set the disabled OU. It'll actually search AD to find that for us, and I'm going to set both of these to 0 because I've either created or enabled users for this demonstration. So setting that to 0 will make sure all of our users that we want to be inactive are inactive. So here's our matching configurations. Like I said, we're going to have service accounts in here. We're going to add domain for domain admins. And then we're also going to add just admin OU for our local admins. So there we go. These guys will never be disabled. They'll only be reported as inactive. And then these guys here are going to be disabled. So we're going to add our domain users OU. We'll just note them as a standard user. We're going to add our DTA group for our DTA. And I'm actually going to change the priority to move the DTA on top here. And so now we should be good to go. So let's start running the script. So we see log file created, and it's run all of its. So here we go. This is what you can expect the output to look like. So we have debug mode enabled right now, so no user is going to be disabled automatically. And so yeah, we do have that enabled user in the disabled users OU. It'll actually tell you that here. And since we didn't add that OU to our list, it's actually going to say unmatched. So any unmatched user will show up there. Nothing's going to happen to them. And we have our domain admin, local admin, service account here, as well as our DTA and standard user. So it looks like it ran great. Besides this guy down here, but that's fine. We'll keep him there for now. So now let's turn off debug mode and try it out. So we're gonna do that by going to our config manager and disabling debug mode here. Save that. And then actually, before we're able to actually run it without debug mode, you gotta come in here. Oh, this is already false, so we're good to go. If that's true, you're gonna have to turn it off. That's just it's like a safety feature. So now we're gonna have a 15-second warning, just to make sure, okay, do we actually want to run this with debug mode off? Because it'll actually disable any user that's gonna be destined to be disabled. So just a quick warning. So now here we go. We have a new output to look at, no debug mode this time. You can see these people are actually disabled. I'll show you that in ActiveDirectory. These guys never going to be disabled, but they'll still be reported here. And so yeah, everything else seems to be about the same. If we go back to our ActiveDirectory here, refresh, these guys are gone, all of our standard users, and refresh, and they're back and they're in here. So automatically disabled today, the 17th. So there you go. That's just a quick startup guide. One thing to keep in mention with the config manager is that between options 2 and 3 here, you're going to want to make sure that all of your enabled users are going to be caught by this. Otherwise, they're going to be unmatched, and it's going to be like, hey, like, what do we want to do with this guy? So that's about it. Hope y'all enjoyed, and happy scripting.